At the moment, they are in the middle of the front row. Rutter in your far picture. That is he. That's his right hand. British Superbike, race 2, underway. Into Gerrards. Rutter, absolutely superb. Rutter then.
Both hot Kawasaki's there, Leon Haslam and Lavia together.
Indeed, where is Lavia? There he is, in 4th place. Ron Haslam, Freudian slip. Leon Haslam is up behind him.
But someone on the grass there. Looked like James Buckingham.
Watch for this. This is the trip into Edwinas. It's all a bit squeezed. Lot of pushing and shoving there and rubbing of legs and fairings. Rutter through the S's first, but look at Glenn Richards, not going to let him go. Dean Thomas there in 3rd place on bike number 12 behind him. Is Leon Haslam, is it?
Then Lavia, then Carl Harris, then Scott Smart.
A lot of shoving at Shaw's hairpin as well. Into the bus stop for the first time, lap off 30. Sitting up just a little bit, first time on the left-hand side of the tyre. Apart from the second part of the S's, but that don't count. Down on to the Kirkby straight. Quick look at Tristan Palmer in a bit of a wobble of the Vivaldi bike there as we come through Gerrards for the second time. These two easing away, tight corner speed. That's the difference in style again. Out wide for Michael Rutter, nice and tight for the Hawk Kawasaki of Glenn Richards. Dean Thomas in 3rd place. 2 Australians chasing the man from Kirkby Mallory. It's where he lives now. Although, of course, he is a black country lad at heart.
Oh, Glenn Richards from Adelaide, but he would count this as his home track BSP race as well.
Well, I suppose Dean Thomas would as well then in that case. Still Leon Haslam in 4th place at the moment, chased by... In fact, I think there's a change of plan there. No, it's still Lavia that's behind Haslam on the Airwaves Ducatis. But still the HM Plant Honda out front. Jump start, 20-second penalty for Tommy Hill and 74 Kieran Clark. So Tommy Hill having a torrid day here at Mallory Park. Tommy Hill, machine failure in race 1 when he was doing so well up to 5th place, and now he gets a 20-second penalty for a jump start along with Kieran Clark. Kieran Clark retiring on the Hydrex Yamaha as well in race 1, so not a happy day for both of those riders. 2 young men that came up through R6 Cup, finding themselves in a lot of difficulty here in Superbike. 52.082 from Dean Thomas. Mind you, Dean Thomas we know can put a great lap together. So many times last year his qualifying time eclipsed so many of the favourites.
Fast man in practice. Gregorio Lavia though making progress up to 4th position past teammate Leon Haslam on that lap.
Lavia making a move on bike 36, but 2. Haslam goes over the line from 75. Glenn Richards just shaking his head very slightly, that Hawk Kawasaki. Then it's 12, Dean Thomas. 36, Gregorio Lavia. 91, Leon Haslam. Lavia looking a menace in 4th place, looking very good indeed. 51.695 Lavia's time. 25 is a faller at Shaw's. Dennis Hobbs, that is. That's Dennis Hobbs.
At least the safety car. The safety car will be out as a rider on the track.
That's the Team NVIDIA bike. So Dennis Hobbs from Northallerton. In fact, Guisborough up near Northallerton in North Yorkshire. We've got a safety car out at the moment, and that will be critical. This is the Shaw's hairpin where he is. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the boys are having a slow ride up. Rider right in the middle of the track. I suspect that's a high side. He's been fired up in the air and he's knocked himself out. You remember he had a broken neck last year, this young man, and rode with his top half of his spine actually separated. So he only had to knock badly last year and he would have been in deep trouble. But this time round, hopefully, it's just he's just stunned rather than anything else. I saw his arms moving, I have to say, a moment ago, so probably he's just indicating to the marshals that he's okay, but they won't move him until they've got a spinal board under him. The medical services here are absolutely tip-top, as they are at all BSB meetings.
Talented rider, Dennis Hobbs.
Yeah. Let's have another look at it. Is it a high side? Yeah, oh dear me, big high side. Yeah, that really was an egg beater, wasn't it? So the NVIDIA bike out. NVIDIA, of course, graphics cards, I think they are, aren't they? Computers, something like that. There you go. I'm blind as far as... I mean, he's a man that's got to entertain some of his top bosses. It's unusual for Neil Tuxworth to have quite such high personnel around on the day, and you've got to say that Satoru Horiki don't come any higher. The managing director of HRC here, along with Tetsuya Tasaka, the chief engineer of the Fireblades.
I remember first round at Silverstone last year, was it Kanazawa that showed up to watch Kienari and Michael Rutter perform?
But isn't Horiki even higher than him?
be, for all I know.
I think this guy is...
The only guy we haven't seen is Taro Fukui, who I think is the president of Honda Corporation
Maybe
in the
they'll
UK. He used to work with myself at HRC.
Maybe we'll wait until they come to Cadwell Park for that particular trip.
Proper racetrack. Or Knockhill.
Knockhill, yeah, that'd be
Not
great.
like to Knockhill now. The sun will be shining this year. The drains are fixed.
Is that right? Have they had a real session up there?
Big winter, big winter.
Good, and it's about time, and I'm real pleased to hear that, because I like Knockhill, but the trouble was that they seem to have not quite done the work that they need to do. Michael Rutter trying to avoid that cement dust in the middle of the track.
There's a bit cat and mouse going on here.
Yeah,
Gregory Levia's passed.
Well, he's wrong to do that.
Thomas, he can't do that.
He can't do that. He doesn't understand the rules. He's going to get a penalty. We're back on, and he's made the pass before he should have done. The pace car came in at the S's, but the rule... Oh, he's dropped behind.
He's dropped behind.
He's let him go. Well, that's okay.
Still confusing for Dean Thomas, because Dean Thomas has cost him time. He wasn't able to make his way into the back of Glenn Richards.
Stuart Higgs, of course, is the race director. He's right up on top of the building to see exactly what's going on, the building we're in at the moment. He will have seen what happened there, and he will decide whether to give Levia a 20-second penalty.
It's quite confusing for Dean Thomas there. He lost out there.
Well, maybe. Dean Thomas in third place. If he lost out a little bit to his teammate Glenn Richards, I suppose. Yeah, okay, I'll go with you on that. I'm a bit reluctant, but Levia did make a mistake in making the pass. He shouldn't have made the pass early, but it is confusing when the pace car comes in so much earlier.
Yes.
So the Spaniard just getting tripped up on British rules there a fraction. Over the line. Maybe Stuart Higgs will be sympathetic. Maybe he won't be. Now then, I'm hearing at the moment that through goes Michael Rutter. Lap 8, and I am actually hearing that we may have another situation out on the racetrack. Coming to Edwina's, yeah, we have. Oh dear me, Dean, that's Tommy Hill again. So
that is one bent motorbike.
Very, very bent. We have a red flag. That's a red flag situation. I don't know what I was hearing, that we had a situation out on the racetrack, and well, I really. You wouldn't wish it on anybody, but Tommy Hill is having an absolute awful mare of a weekend here at Mallory Park. Start over 20 laps, and this is our Tommy Hill crash that we had a little bit earlier on. Big high side, dear me. Big. That is Michael Rutter. Got a lot of pressure on him at the moment, Michael Rutter. Family's here. Managing director of Honda is here. HM plant, expect a result. He
deals with it. He dealt with it last year. I was very impressed actually with the pressure he dealt with.
He's in the zone age-wise, isn't he? He's got that mix of age, experience, and the fact he's still swift. Here we go then. The restart, 20 laps. Good start from Rutter. Good start for the Kawasaki's, but what about the Ducati up the inside of Gregorio Levia? Is Levia going to make it up the inside? No, he's not. Everybody shuts across. Now then, this could be very, very interesting.
Cut Vivaldi, Kawasaki up there again. Tristan Palmer made another flyer.
That's what I wanted to see. Glenn Richards with the whole shot. Now, if Glenn Richards can hang on to this for a couple of laps and just keep Michael Rutter back. No chance. Rutter's up the inside at Edwina's. Underneath Glenn Richards. That's a shame as far as the Hawk Kawasaki's are concerned.
We've got start James Buckingham.
Looks like what... Couldn't quite picture whether it was James Buckingham or not, but it's Rutter that leads, no doubt about that. It's Richards in second place on bike 75.12. Is Dean Thomas, then is 36. Gregorio Levia, then it's 91. Leon Haslam.
Michael Rutter, very strong on the brake, very stable. He knows how important it is to be on the front in the first lap.
In fact, I got that round the wrong way for the Airwave Ducatis. It was Haslam from Levia. Then it is the, well, I'm not really beating up Carl Harris, as we're going to name him, I think, from now on. One of the biggest crashes of the day, and Carl Harris right in the thick of it in 6th place at the moment.
Glenn Richards getting a good drive around Gerrard's, but I've struggled to outbreak Michael Rutter. He's having a look, he's done it. Incredible.
You haven't done this for a week or two, have you?
I haven't. Glenn Richards learned a lot of race one. Now he leads on the Hawk Kawasaki for the first time this year.
That is pretty impressive from Glenn Richards to outdo Michael Rutter.
His teammates having a look as well.
I'll tell you what, that would be just what he needs. It looked like Michael Rutter let the brakes off there. Glenn Richards running through the middle of that cement. And the Vivaldi bike. The Vivaldi bike is right there again. It's Ben Wilson this time, though, not Tristan Palmer.
Apologies for that, Ben Wilson. Fantastic start.
Tell you what, that Honda looks so fast compared with the Kawasaki, doesn't it?
It's just so stable as well. So stable, so much grip.
Good grip, good drive out of the turns onto the straights, and that's where it counts if you put yourself in a passing position when you come into the braking area. Great momentum from the Hawk Kawasaki out of Gerrard's, and no chance for Rudder to get on terms in the braking area of Edwina's then. Still Dean Thomas on bike 12 in third place.
Carl Harris passed Lavia there into Edwina's chicane.
What's happened to Lavia?
Sorry, past Haslam. Lavia is actually fourth.
He is now. Harris fifth on bike 9. Then it's Haslam, bike 91. Glenn Richards on lap 3 of the 20. Interesting to see whether the shorter distance is going to interfere at all with the Michelin tyres, in as much as that they have got them so absolutely inch perfect.
Well, Kianari was able to go out the pit lane during practice and put a real fast lap in on the second and third lap, so it certainly worked straight away, and he was doing race distance as well, so I don't think the shorter race distance will make any difference to the Michelin performance.
51.641 lap record in race 1. That is a fast lap already. It's under the lap record that Rutter held before we came to this race meeting, but it's not quite the lap record set earlier. Number 15 into the pits is Dean Ellison on the Gentin Racing Yamaha, having a torrid time with that. His teammate Gareth Glynn has looked better around this racetrack than Dean Ellison has done. Dean Ellison won't like me saying that, but well, facts is facts. 75, Glenn Richards. He's good through there, isn't he? He's very quick through the bus stop.
That's good. And with track conditions changing and probably track temperature rising, Glenn Richards may well have gone for a different tyre choice for race 2. Got a good bit of feedback in race 1 with that rear Dunlop, and maybe made a slight adjustment for race 2.
Out of Gerrard's. Look at the momentum that Rutter builds up through the latter stages of Gerrard's. He really does start to wind it up, but he can't get onto turns with Richards, because he too is pretty fast out of that turn, and the rest are just the rest. Dean Ellison, Dean Thomas dropping back in third place now. Lavia closing in.
Very difficult to pass right here.
Well, there's only 2 places sensibly, isn't there?
Sensibly, yeah.
You know, there is that opportunity at Gerrard's if someone runs out a little wide or doesn't run out wide enough. This seems to be the day. But it's about drive. You can get the drive. Oh, that sounds like a big one in my earphones then. I don't know where it was. 75 and 2 over the line. I'm sorry, I jumped out my skin then. I heard something. Must have been something coming in the commentary box.
Another 51.6 lap for Glenn Richards. Very impressive lap times here, mid-50.
What was the lap record from race 1? I haven't got a sheet that's come in here, so can't remember what it was. Didn't write it down. Richards, lap 5.
It was Michael Rutter that had the fastest lap.
Can't remember what it was though.
Pretty sure it's
51.5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 51.5 as well. So Richards looks comfy.
His bike looks stable as well. No rear grip problems at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'll be a result for Hawk Kawasaki to win a race here, win a race anywhere, but win a race at their home track.
Of course, they won last year with Scott Smart.
That's a fact. Richards, Rutter, Thomas, Lavia across the line last time.
Glenn Richards never won a British Superbike race.
Number 68, Steve Brogan on the PR Branson Honda is the leader in the Superbike Cup race at the moment, so Steve Brogan has the advantage there. He's down in 16th place overall, but he is the Superbike Cup leader. Can't tell you where Danny Beaumont is, don't know what's happened to him. Gerrard's out of the S's, sorry, up the hill towards Shaw's hairpin. Rutter looks a bit too calm and collected for me in second place. He just looks like a man that's biding his time.
You can tell he's doing it pretty easily, sitting there looking, waiting for an opportunity.
A real cat and mouse job there at the kind of pace that Rutter's happy enough with. You can see by the way he can pull it down tight down Devil's elbow. Looks ever so comfy with it. Well, there you go. We'll have a little pass on the way into Gerrard, shall we? Well, I did say that the way into Gerrard's, if you're really, really very, very good, and Michael Rudder is really, really very, very good, doesn't waste his time into those, slightly more opportunistic, up the inside, bouncing manoeuvres that you get here at Edwina's or up at the hairpin. Let's have a look and see. Oh, through is Lavia. Lavia's gone third. 36 Lavia has moved up into third place. He really does know how to ride a motorcycle. Had a big old crash at Gerrard's in race 1. Obviously not injured, just got inside Dean Thomas on bike 12 there in 4th place now. Carl Harris though is up there as well. Can't discount him. He had that big end beater at Gerard's corner as well, along with Lavia.
Such a smooth, clever, intelligent rider, Lavia. Didn't see Mallory Park, Joe.
Hey, look at it.
Do we not
have a Jay Vincent there?
Never fails to amaze me
when you open your mouth.
Smooth rider. And never has a wobble.
I thought it was just me.
Doing that on purpose, Craig.
So the third place battle is hotting up now. 36 Lavia has it from 12. Dean Thomas from 9. Carl Harris from 91. That is Leon Haslam. Then it's Scott Smart down in 7th place. Sean Emmett is in 8th place. Ben Wilson on the Vivaldi bike is in 9th place. Oh dear me. Michael Pensavale. I thought for a moment that was Steve Plater from one of the Sendo boys, but it's Michael Pensavale. Safety car we have. I suspect that's because that motor blew, and so therefore there might be something down on the track. Yeah, oil flag is out, so well, that's a great opportunity for Gregorio Lavia now to be brought up to the shoulder of Glenn Richards. It's got to be a bike exploding and stuff down on the track. I would think we can take a look at it, I think now. Oh, there it is. Oh, dear me. And then look at it coming out from the bottom of the bike. You can see it pouring out from the bottom of the bike. So
sensible manoeuvre.
That has thrown its lunch up big time. Stuart Higgs, the race director, right on the ball there with the safety car, bringing the safety car out in front of the boys. We're going to be under a red flag again. Race stop. Obviously the track is in such a mess. The marshals have got to go across it. Look at all the rubber, the bobbles of rubber that's in the track as well. But they've got to put something down on the track to mark where that oil was. And you can see it's coming. It's not on a bad part of the track though. That's a part of the track they're not going to use, so it's never going to be much of an incident later on. Well, I can't believe that is the line of oil as well. If it is, that is a major problem because it's halfway around the track then. That is Lavia just ticking over gently. Need to get this underway. The tyre temperatures are dropping all the time. They stand still. Nicely scrubbed in, brand spanking new rear Dunlop on that Kawasaki of Dean Thomas. Here we go then, revving into action now. Dean Thomas is going to have to be careful he doesn't cross that oil slick on his start, otherwise the rear wheel's going to spin like mad. Everybody tries to move away from the oil slick and across the line they go. Michael Lavity tries to come up the inside, but it is the Kawasaki of Glenn Richards in front of Michael Rudder from Dean Thomas. What a great start from them. Then it's Gregorio Lavia and Leon Haslam.
Dean Thomas got a flyer there, right in the slipstream of Michael Rutter going onto the back straight.
Good start too from Scott Smart, but he's got a lot of work to do into arenas. As up the inside again goes Michael Rutter. Not shy on the brakes, is he?
Best start of the weekend for Lavia. He's in 4th.
He might be able to use that as well, but only what 12 laps to go here. Rutter up into the hairpin for the first time. Going to be a lot of passing manoeuvres in desperation to try and get the job done. Early on here, pushing and shoving there, and that, dear me, who was that just got nerfed out of the way?
Not quite sure, a bit chaotic the first time round in the hairpin.
It might have been Sean Emmett, perhaps, that was getting shifted. It was Sean Emmett that was getting shifted out of the way by Leon Haslam, I think. Certainly had to lift him up in the middle of Shaw's hairpin. Gerard's in, lap 2. Only 12 laps. This is a bit of a dash. Only 1.39 miles round here per lap. Michael Rudder just making it spin a little bit through Gerard's. He's got to really keep on the power through Gerard, so as old Glenn Richards is going to be right over him come to Edwina's. Tell you what, a resurgent Dean Thomas as well in this race.
Definitely getting stronger every race.
Yeah.
Glenn Richards is good on the brakes there.
Gregorio Lavia still in 4th place and coming up the hill. I tell you what, Dean Thomas looks like the man most likely to do something here to me. In 3rd place at the moment on bike 12. Another Australian, teammate to his compatriot. Glenn Richards in 2nd place. Michael Rutter. Now let's see if his bike is spinning.
He will if he gets on that cement, that's for sure.
Well, I'm more interested in whether the bike is spinning in the middle of Gerard's here. The lack of temperature around Mallory Park, is it going to make a difference to the Michelin or not?
Maybe squeezing that throttle just at this point, trying to get some drive, got to get it upright as soon as possible.
Then
Kawasaki's are right there.
Yeah, and look at Glenn Richards, lovely move from Glenn Richards. I just think that they have got a little bit more grip through Gerard's this time than the Michelin of Michael Rutter. Either that or Michael Rutter is a fraction more tentative. Rutter was superb through Gerard's before.
He did have that slide on the first lap.
Oof. Off to the car.
Long way around there.
Glenn Richards clouted the wall with his leg, and through comes Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas is forcing his way through, but didn't make it. Rutter ready to elbow to elbow.
You can hear the spectators screaming at the chicane there.
Well, they're right on top of the chicane there, so they're really going to be enjoying that. But look at Levere now lining himself up for a pass on Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas, is he going to be? Yes, he's staying third. Rutter, though, he's going to, I tell you, Hawk Kawasaki, Glenn Richards, is he going to win his first British Superbike race?
You can see the guys have to be so careful crossing that cement dust. They can't commit fully, they can't give it maximum gas.
Dean Thomas looking for the inside line now on Michael Rudder at Edwinas. He can't quite make it. He almost outbraked himself and almost clipped the rear end of Michael Rudder. All over him is Levere on bike 36. Then it's 91, Leon Haslam as well. I'll tell you what, the battle for second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth places is absolutely red hot. We're on that 4 or 12. Go on, say Levere.
Yeah, Levere's looking for a way past, but it's Leon Haslam, his teammate, that comes up the inside into the...
I think you're going to have to be quiet, aren't you? Because every time you go to say something...
Well, the converse is true.
Yeah, but it's a bit too... feet off the footrest there as well. So, 75 Glenn Richards still leads from Michael Rudder, then it's Dean Thomas, and then it's the big battle between the Airwaves Ducatis. At the moment, yes, it is still Haslam that has the advantage. He had his feet off the footrest coming into Devil's Elbow on the last lap.
You were right about that cement dust. Michael Rutter's going round the outside, as is Glenn Richards, and everyone else is turning left down the inside of the cement dust onto the start-finish. Well,
I wasn't right, actually, and I'd love to claim that, but I said that Rutter would be able to turn it tight and go up the inside, so I got it completely wrong in actual fact.
Listen again. Great start for Gary Mason on the Stobart Honda in 7th position in front of his teammate Michael Laverty.
Well, maybe that little threat from Paul Bird that there's only going to be 2 of them come off the park has had something to do with the Eddie Stobart boys. Oh, Rutter really sorted that out then. I'll tell you what, he was very unlucky not to make that work.
Yeah, Glenn's going to have to be careful at the end.
He really did make a big mistake there tactically, Glenn Richards. I think he's going to be having trouble going into Gerrard's. We saw how good Michael Rudder's bike was down here. It's just a question of whether they can get across that cement dust good enough, and they can. Richards is into Gerrard's first. Michael Rudder normally down that front straight just has a little bit more horsepower.
That's where he passed Michael.
In part 2.
Glenn. That's where he passed Glenn in the second part of the second race.
Glad you're across the terminology. Down towards Edwina, still 75. Glenn Richards leading from 2. Michael Rudder on the HM Plant Honda. Then it's the second of the Hawk Kawasaki's in 3rd place. Dean Richards riding the socks off that. Remember, he's riding a Ducati last year for the Sendo Dienza Performance team. Comes up to a 4-cylinder bike this year. It's taken a couple of rounds to settle down, but Thomas coming good now. And again, Glenn just having a bit of a job, but manages to pull it down this time.
Tight to that lap. Dean Thomas losing touch with Michael Rutter a little bit, and Leon Haslam, Gregorio Levere right behind him.
You've got, I'll tell you what, Rutter's got it right this time. Rudder got a good run down there, but he's got to go the long way round.
Wow.
And does it perfectly. So Rutter gets the drive out of Devil's Elbow, manages to hold his nerve and his breath as he crossed that oily old line, and takes Glenn Richards into Gerrard's. Now then, has Glenn Richards got an answer? This is where he's good, out of Gerrard's onto this back straight into Edwina's. Maybe he's going to take a bit of a breather for a lap at least. Dean Thomas still 3rd on 12. Then it's the 2 Ducatis, the Airwaves Ducatis. It's a right old battle there, but pretty much it looks to me now like the advantage is Levere's over his teammate Haslam.
He's already got a little bit of a gap there, Michael Rutter, number 2 in front.
Yeah, but he might have gone a little early. We're only on lap 7 of 12, and it'll give Glenn Richards a little bit of time to settle and just see where he's losing out. Yeah, indeed, there's enough time for Glenn Richards to regain that momentum. That is, of course, unless Michael Rutter, who is actually noted for slowly getting up to speed, letting his tyres come to him and make sure he's got enough heat in them before he pulls the pin and clears off in the distance. And I think, really, it was a few tentative laps from Rutter, shows maturity, great maturity.
Well, in practice in similar conditions to these, Michael Rutter and his teammate Ryuichi Kiinari were able to go really fast in the off-in laps.
So, lap 8 of 12, through the Lake Esses. Jeremy McWilliams is retired in there, and significantly Paul Bird not talking to him, just watching the monitor. We are trying to read something into what's going on in there, aren't we? Or am I? Sorry.
Well,
you can blame me.
Meanwhile, fastest lap of the race has just gone to Gregorio Levere.
See why?
51.5.
He's right behind Dean Thomas now, so you can see why he's right on it. Rudder, Richards, Thomas, Levere, Haslam, Emmett, Mason. Will they be the same as they become slightly more fearless over that dusty old line? 9 of 12, not long to go. Look at this, Levere.
Levere's found a bit of grip.
Be interesting to see whether he's got the momentum down to Edwina's. He's certainly going to take he's a little bit too far back to take a lunge from there, and it's not really his style to lunge, is it?
Again, much faster over a lap, but getting past Dean will be a different story.
Maybe up into, he's put through here, through the Lake Esses. Maybe he'll take a run up into the short hairpin and bounce up the inside. I think Dean Thomas is pretty much holding a tight line till he gets to this part of the track.
He's pretty consistent right there.
Still Glenn Richards in second place. Still Michael Rutter looking to get his first double for some time in British Superbikes. Down Devil's Elbow.
Gregorio gets out here.
I'll tell you what, Dean Thomas doesn't care about that oily line. He's right on it. And Lavia bouncing away on the inside. Gerard, there's definitely two races at the front of this field, isn't there, at the moment? Rutter and Richards, Thomas and Lavia. Haslam now drifting backwards in 5th place, all on his own. He'll be safe there. Michael Rutter, well, he looked at me. Oh, there we go. Straight through. Lavia then grabs that 3rd place. Don't think Dean Thomas is coming back from that.
What a clean,
yeah, it was actually.
Nice pass.
I'll tell you what, it was so clean, I nearly missed it.
I was watching it and I missed it. That's how good it was. Glenn Richards faster than Michael Rutter on that last lap. He pulled the 10th back on him. Just about half a second gap between Michael Rutter and Glenn Richards.
Maybe we'll call Gregorio Lavia Doctor Who. We don't know how he did it, but he moved from one place to the other almost unseen. 36, Lavia, 3rd place now for him. Good idea to sign him by Airways Ducati. I feel sorry for James Hayden, but you've got to say that it's panning out to be the right decision for...
it was good of James Hayden to
step aside
for the team.
I think there's a bit more to it than that, don't you, Neil? We're into Ed Wieners.
Discuss that over a beer later.
I think so. Glenn Richards isn't over and done with yet, as is Lavia. This is still going to go right to the wire. Lap 11 of 12 are on.
Whoa.
And I have to say that Glenn Richards is a little closer to Rutter than he has been for some time. Rutter's not going to be able to go to sleep, but if Glenn Richards makes one single mistake, Lavia is going to swamp him.
Well, if he can set Glenn up like he did Dean at Edwina Chicane, huh?
Last lap time, he's got this one to do it. Here we come down to start our last lap. Michael Rutter is away with the fairies up the front. No problem for him, it's going to be a double surely. Lavia, what's he going to do? He's got the fastest lap of the race already, but he's still just a fraction too far behind. It's going to be about momentum through Gerrard's. He's got to really do it on this particular part of the course. Don't think he's going to be close enough to be able to do it. Glenn Richards certainly looks fast enough out of Gerrard's and down into Ed Wieners. It's either going to be a do and die up into the Shaw's hairpin. Just think that Kawasaki's got enough punch through the lake S's to hold him in front of Lavia. I have been known to be wrong.
Not quite close enough really to lunge down the inside.
Oh, Glenn Richards over the white line on the inside. Richards has got to hold it tight though. No mistake from him, surely. Brilliantly done from Glenn Richards, but Michael Rutter on the last corner comes down for his first double since I don't know when. The Bennett's British Superbike Championship has been a drama all through the day. Michael Rutter takes the win. Glenn Richards, a superb 2nd place. What a hero. And Gregorio Lavia, likewise, after picking himself up off the floor after a massive 120-mile-an-hour crash in race 1, comes through into 3rd place.
Taking a wild start might have been Croft last year. Michael Rutter did his last double.
Thank you for that. Rutter then the winner. HM Plant Honda. Commiserations and get well soon to Ryoichi Kiyanari. He is going to be okay, we're sure, for Alton Park, but he had a massive crash here today. An error of judgment, got the bike bouncing a little bit in the wrong way, banged himself on the head, but that has given everyone else an opportunity to catch up with the magnificent Kyo in the point system, and the Bennett's British Superbike Championship really is alive and kicking. Michael Rutter then, top of the tree here at Mallory Park today, and the championship. Sean Emmett wheels his way round. Where did Emmett finish? In 10th place. Bitter disappointment for the Virgin Mobile Samsung team. Rutter, Richards, Lavia and Thomas. And there is the injured Ryoichi Kiyanari, 22 years old. He knew it was coming. Good to see his sense of humour's intact after a smack on the head.
More bananas than sleep, that's what he reckons. Puts his success down to.
More bananas than sleep. Well, only you would get that. There's a big crowd up on the bank to the left of Michael Rutter, to our right on the screen, and he's smoking them out now with a big burnout. Of course, he lives just up the road here from the track in Kirkby Mallory, and his family's here and his fans are here, and really he's done them right this year. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Michael Rutter made no mistake, took his time in that race there, waited till the bike was up to speed, got a bit of temperature in the bike, got a bit of temperature in the tyres, wasn't prepared to make any stupid mistakes, and in the end got it absolutely sorted. Gregorio Lavia there, 3rd place for him. 75, Glenn Richards comes in 2nd place. I think Stuart Hicken is going to be well happy with his performance as well. Champagne Charlie's the three of them. In comes Michael Rudder, a little bit more of a burnout, and Haslam runs for cover. Leon's dives out the way of flying rubber. And you enjoy every celebration there is. Michael Rudder then, he's not got far to stagger after he has a drink here really, has he? He can walk home from here. Congratulations all round. Let's take a look then at the results of round 3 here. Eventually we get to a result for race 2. Michael Rudder, the winner, makes it a double, his first since last year. Glenn Richards, Gregorio Lavia will join him on the podium. Dean Thomas forced out in the 4th place. Leon Haslam in 5th. Carl Harris dropping eventually down into 6th place. Gary Mason, the best of the Stobart Hondas. That's a great result for Gary Mason there, just in front of Scott Smart. Michael Laverty, the other Stobart Honda, in 9th place. Jeremy McWilliams, of course, retiring. Sean Emmett in 10th. Ben Wilson on the Vivaldi Kawasaki 11th. John McGuinness on the AIM Yamaha, sorry, in 12th place. Was going to be a Kawasaki. Tristan Palmer in 13th. Jonathan Ray on the Red Bull Rookies Honda in 14th place. And last of the main point scorers, Kieran Clark in 15th place. Steve Brogan, the best of the privateers. So the championship, 19-point advantage now going to Michael Rudder. Ryoichi Kiyanari will be back at Alton Park. Gregorio Lavia on 88. His championship is not over despite slipping a place, back to 3rd. Glenn Richards just 5 points adrift of Lavia. Sean Emmett, well, a little off the pace here and a little bit off the pace on the leaderboard. Haslam Thomas